everybody, this is Sherry with CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat. And this is the file from Treasure Box Designs that I downloaded. And it is a deer and a snow, it says deer and snowman, but I call it a snow lady. And everything comes together for the deer and the snow lady. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the upper right and hit ungroup. And I don't think it's showing up, but it's right there. And I'm going to hit ungroup. And it's going to make it so that this stuff right here can be separated from each other. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of the pieces that go to the deer. Because I don't need those. I don't want them here. It's just going to confuse me. And you can choose to, you know, just click on the little eye over here and close them off. But it's just easier for me to just get rid of them. And what I do anytime I do a layout anyways is I try to work on it one piece at a time. Because if I don't, it just seems overwhelming to me. And so this way I only have the little snow lady that I need to work with. And this should be all of her parts right there. Now I highlight it all and I just bring it up to the top of the screen so that I can see what I've got to work with. And I will tell you, one of the first things I do, which may sound completely backwards to everybody, and I do this so that I know what my pieces are and what colors I need them to be. And so I just assemble my little snow person over here on the side of the screen. And I will go and I will, if I get confused or I'm not sure, I will refer back to the image that came with the file, and it's got a JPEG, so that I can go back and I can make sure I know what goes where and all of that. And then I just start putting it together. And I know some people may think this is redundant and why would you do this, because you're going to cut it out and put it together. But it helps me to know what pieces are where. And then I can go ahead and say, well, gee, I like this, but I think I'd like it better if it was a different color. And I mean, it doesn't have to be exact on my screen, but I do try to get it as close as, you know, I can. So I know what I'm looking at. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything, but it just helps me. And so I put my little eyes together, and I'm going to group them together and go up here to the upper right and hit group. And that way, when I move them, if I can move them, when I move them, they move in one piece and they stay right where I put them. And then here's my little snow nose, little snowman's nose. And then these are all the little extra pieces that go for the flowers and the buttons, and I'm not even sure exactly what this piece is yet. I'll have to check on my picture. But this gives me an idea of what size my little snow lady is. And right now, she is 3.82 wide, which is a little over 3¼ inches, and 4.895 high, which is almost 5 inches. So if I were going to put her on a card, I think that would be about perfect. And that's how I work with it. This is how I do it. This is what helps me figure out what I need to do and what colors I want. And I might even change this little skirt to pink. So if I click on it, it comes over here to the right and it highlights it. So I can come over here and click on it on the right, and I can change it to a pale pink, so I can see if I like that, and I do. So that is probably what I will do. And I will also probably go about changing the hat to a pink as well, because I think that would be pretty. And there's one more piece. Where'd it go? There we go. And click on it and make it the pink. Oh, I'm loving it. And then, you know, if you want, you can put the little flowers together, which I will probably just, you know, I will use them. I'm just not going to worry about putting them together right now, because I know this is what they look like, this is what I'm going to do, you know, and things like that. I just scoop them together so that I know that I've got all of my sizes together and have an idea of what I'm looking at for my project. I close that down. I'm going to go back over here to my treasure box design file. I'm going to find my Frosty Fun, open it back up, and then I'm going to click on the JPEG so that I can see all of the little pieces. So I have a better idea of what she's supposed to look like, because she seems to have extra flowers, which I don't necessarily understand why. But see, that's one of the reasons I put it together, so that I can say, yes, I need all these flower pieces. No, I don't need all these flower pieces. So I don't really know why she has so many flowers, because the picture, which I will click on, does not show her. It only shows her having 2 of these small ones and 3 of the big ones, and so, and it looks like there's only 2 little centerpieces. So that's a little confusing to me. So what I do is I take things and I move out the pieces that it doesn't look like I need, because I don't know why they would be there. And then I bring it over here again and make sure I have everything the way I think it should be. I'm going to bring this one over, get rid of that tiny little white dot because I don't need it. See, I mean, in my opinion, sometimes they have extra pieces, and I clicked on that because I need to move it to the front. So I right clicked, I go to send to front, which again, you don't have to do this part. This is just how I operate. And then I'm going to go back over here and move this one in and move the little dot that's supposed to go to it and put that in front and get my design somehow just sort of how I like it, and move my little brush pieces in, my little leaves. And I do not like this piece right here. I'm not going to put that little patch on, so I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to move the little tiny pieces, move them to the front. So I'm going to click on it, right click, and hit send to front, so that I can get it in front of this piece of greenery, which it's just for me for no other reason than it's easier for me to see, because I can't see it behind there. I do not see well, so this is how I work. It's got to be where I can see it. And let's see, let me look one more time at the picture. They show 3 of those flowers, so let's go ahead, let's move this little one out here for a minute, bring this one back over. But if you look, this one doesn't have a it doesn't have a blue dot like the other ones did. So what I'm gonna do, oh wait, I think I see one over here, so I'm gonna get rid, move it over and put it in, move it to the front, send to front. I know this seems redundant, and my husband's like, why do you do that? But it just makes it easier for me to see what I have. And then anything that I might not be using or am not sure if I'm going to use, I scoot aside. And you can add these other little flowers in. I guess I could add a couple right there, maybe right there. And of course they will not be in the front like that. They would be all layered, all nice and pretty. And move my little dot to the front because it just bothers me if I can't see the pieces. and move it to the front, and then send a front and put it there. Put my little leaf back, and well, I could move one of these little flowers and put it on her jacket if I wanted to. That would be kind of cute. Let's see. Let's try one this size and put it there. I like that better. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that down there the way I like. I think it looks cute. So I'm going to click on the little flower, and then I'm going to move over here to the upper right, and it says duplicate, and I'm going to click on that, and that will give me another flower. And so there's my other flower, so I can move it back up here to the hat, and then I'm going to duplicate the little circle, which you can also right click and it will duplicate you a little circle that way. And I'm going to move it up here to the top. Now I've got these extra pieces that I just do not see me using. I like the way it's laid out. If you're one of these people who doesn't mind cutting out extra pieces, then hey, it may be something you want to do. And I mean, we could make say we can make a tiny little flower cluster here, maybe. And okay, so I'll go ahead and add those pieces to get my tiny little flower cluster in case I want to put 3 flowers down here. But that is all that I'm going to use. I am not going to use any more of the pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to get rid of these. And just cross them out or hit the X and they're gone. And so here is my little SVG file. I highlight her and I come over here to the upper right. Let me get you in here where you can see. And I hit group. And now she's all grouped together. And that is it, guys. This is how I purchased my SVG file, how I downloaded it to my computer, how I uploaded it to Cricut Design Space, and then how I go about altering it to the colors and the size that I want. And this is pretty much the size she came in at, but if I was going to do her for a layout, I would probably make her a little bigger. So by doing that, by grouping everything together, if I go to this little corner right here that has the arrows pointing in both directions, I can make it bigger, and everything grows at the same rate, and it grows, you know, proportionately. And if I don't, you know, and I want to go back, I just go up here and click undo, and it takes me right back to my regular size. That's it. I hope this was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, please ask. I will do my best to answer them. And if the screen, because right now it looks really wonky on my in my view thingy, so I apologize if it's kind of icky looking on your screen, but I'm trying to be helpful and answer the questions that have been asked of me. And if I can be of any more help, don't hesitate to ask. I love my Cricut, and I will help you any way that I can. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And remember to practice your CPR, craft, pray, repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, guys, and happy crafting. Love you all. Bye.